Hi guys, I'm going to show you guys how I install synthetic lock extensions onto starter locks. I installed them a week after starting her locks, and I started her locks with nothing but water and essential oils for moisture. And this is what they look like when I started them, and this is another shot of what they look like. And this is me adding the lock extensions. I've done her whole head already. I just have one row left, and I'm going to show you guys how I do one of them because it's not really hard. It's very simple. So I'm going to show you how I do one, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. So first, as you can see, I just braided the Marley hair onto the ends of her locks. We're using the bulk Afro kinky Marley hair. After they're braided, I just separate each section into about 5 parts. Depending on how big or small she wants her locks, you want them a little bit smaller in circumference. So I separated each section into 5 pieces of hair, and then I start wrapping. One trick is to understand the hair. The part of the Marley hair that is more kinky, there's a part that's more kinky, which is that part right there, and then that part right there is more straight. You will start wrapping with the more kinky part because it camouflages it better and it really looks more uniformed once you are wrapping at that start point. I also make sure to wrap in a downward motion where the hair meets the starter lock to make sure that it is a smooth finish all the way through and it's not just like a bulky, it's just there. It looks like it looks more uniform that way. And one thing I forgot to mention is that I braid at least 1 to 1.5 inches up the starter lock to ensure security, to make sure that it will not slip out, because these are not mature locks. These are starter locks. Her hair is very soft, so if they're not braided up enough, it will slip out. As I get to the end, you'll see that I'm using the fine hairs to anchor the end. I'm not tying it off and I'm not burning it. I'm gonna be using the fine little hairs at the end to wrap back up the lock to make sure that it's secure, but to give it a nice look at the end. It's not so blunt. And I just keep doing this until there's almost no more fine hairs left. I just keep splitting whatever fine hair that I have left over and just keep wrapping until there's no more fine hairs left, and wrap back up the lock with the remaining until there's no more fine hairs left. I might leave a little bit, but I end up cutting that, as you'll see. And this is what the end looks like after I've cut it, and you can always give it another little palm roll just to ensure that it is staying in there. Give it a little friction, and this is the finished product, you guys. It took a little close to 7 hours to do. If you're a bit slower with the wrapping, it will take much longer. I'm actually a little fast with the wrapping because I'm not so patient when it comes to sitting down and doing hair, so I get my work done really quickly as possible anyway. So this is her finished product, and she's gonna keep them in for not that long. That's why we use synthetic hair instead of human hair. But thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.